Literature is part of our culture and tradition. Nowadays, people in school are learning literature, poetry, and their authors. But most likely, they cannot feel the state how the writer lives, such as they spend their time, where did they write their novels, how was their bedroom. So we want to give that feeling to them. If a foreign reader who has never been to Uzbekistan has read his novels, especially bygone days, he will be fully aware of its people, way of life, action, culture, and the national nature. There's a monument of Abdullah Qadri. The sculptor Bakham Narbayev made it with holding a book in one hand, which increases the sensitivity of the writer's monument. Abdullah Qadri Museum has been opened in Tashkent by the initiative of President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, in 2019.
We use land-based transportation type, which is Isuzu buses for this trip. Our itinerary starts from taking people with bus from their home at 8 a.m. and going to Home Museum of Abdullah Qadri with the author of the Otkan Kullar at 8:30. We stay there about 2 hours, providing people with guide, take pictures and other services. After that, we leave there at 10:30 and go to the Home Museum of Ghafr Ghulam at 11 and stay there about an hour and a half. The guide introduces people about the life and art of the writer. There will also be taking a picture session. Then we leave there at 12:30 and go to the Rayhan Milli Taomlar restaurant, which is just beside Home Museum of Ghafr Ghulam. There, beef steaks meal and beverages are provided. It costs about 30,000 Som per person. People spend about 1.5 hours there and go on the trip. Then trip continue to Home Museum of Abdullah Qahar. We get there by 3 o'clock and look around cultural heritage of him. After taking a shot of exhibits, we leave there at 4, then go to Aybek Home Museum. We investigate his home and way of living there and take a picture of them. Finally, we leave there at around 6 o'clock and return people to their school. Home museums can be kinda pull factor for the pupils. They can learn writer's life closely by seeing on a real time. Adding visual learning to read and write learning can strengthen what they have learned. Hoselbay UZB buses and Rayhan Milli Taomlar restaurant are involved to this trip by 150,000 and 30,000 Soms respectively. Overall, it costs approximately 50,000 Som per person. Felix states that trip to museums change the way of life of people by following old culture, their dressing, behavior, decorating their home and others. The demonstration effect can be viewed to be beneficial if the local residents are motivated to get better education to improve their living standards. Developing museums creates workplace as well as it affects to decrease in unemployment rate. If more tourists are attracted from all over the world, it might boost the economy. If more people visit to those museums, more garbage will be left after them. People might damage to the plants, usually by overcrowding. People might break exhibits or wear and tear. Some of the exhibits might be sold illegally.